All right, we are live. Hey everybody, Mr. Dan here once again, and tonight I have a special guest, KDS Reviews, aka Kenneth Stallworth. How you doing, Kenneth?
I'm doing fine.
All right, yeah,
Hi, everybody.
we just been chit chatting a little bit backstage, and he's got some questions for me. I've got some questions for him, and then we're going to talk about some of our favorite physical media purchases. So as we were discussing, you're in Florida. The central time zone, this part of Florida. Is that pretty much like where you grew up, or?
Yes, I was actually born at the Navy base here in Pensacola, where the Blue Angels home is at.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
cool. I was when I said I grew up in Germany, I was actually, I mean, when I grew up in New Jersey, I was actually born in Germany because my dad was stationed there.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, in Landstuhl. But we came back here when I was like 9 months old. I think we lived in Pennsylvania for 6 months, where my grandparents used to live, and then we moved to New Jersey. I've been here ever since. But
Okay.
that's pretty cool. So growing up in Florida, like, did you watch like old monster movies and horror movies on TV? And did they have like a special horror host?
Well, yes, it would have been Elvira here back
Okay.
then. But how this really started was my dad was stationed all over the world, really.
Okay.
And a lot of places that he went, like he was stationed in Fort Benning, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
He would put him, for some reason, they put him in charge of the theater on base. And
Oh,
I grew up, I saw so many movies over. We'd go to Fort Bragg. I'd see this movie. First, I saw either Aliens, yeah, it had to be Aliens, in Fort Bragg, with a whole room full of Army soldiers. That was fun beyond belief right there, actually. They were
that's
yelling back and forth at the screen and everything else.
yeah. That must have been fun. Yeah, I went to basic training at Fort Benning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I remember they showed us Raiders of the Lost Ark. It had been out and I'd seen it many times, but it was a cool thing for them to do, for us. But that's cool. Yeah, growing up, that's really cool. Yeah, we had Dr. Shock here in Philadelphia. He was on our local station. Unfortunately, he had a heart attack. So, I mean, the show ended kind of prematurely. He passed away. But later on, I got into like Elvira. Do you collect any of her like the double features that she puts out?
You know what? That's one of the questions I was going to ask you about. You know what? I can't even find Elvira stuff, period.
Oh, okay.
It's really a bare cupboard here in Pensacola as far as physical movies are.
Oh, okay. So where do you like? How do you acquire most of yours? Do you go out to thrift stores or?
That is the gold mine. That's the thrift stores, pawn shops, Goodwill. I ordered, and some of the ones right here that I'm going to show later on. Ordered some off of eBay or Amazon, but the thrift stores are where you're going to find some of the best and hard to find movies there.
Okay. Yeah, I really got to hit up some thrift stores because we do have some around here. We used to have. Did your Dollar Trees have movies a couple years ago?
Yeah, they did. They
Yeah.
gradually have thinned them out, but yeah, they had a bunch of them there. A lot
Mhm.
of obscure ones.
Yeah, I got some pretty good ones there, and a lot of those now, if you go to like some of the cheaper sites like Hamilton Book, they're like $4.95, and I pick those up for $1. I got like Murphy's Law with Bronson. Uh, so
Wow.
so that one, what was that movie called? Satanic Panic. Yeah, I found some Vincent Price collections of like five
Yes.
Vincent Price movies. They used to have those. They're the very cheap copies, but it's still cool to have that stuff. To find that. And of course now they stopped doing that. But yeah. How about are there any sites that you go to that you like to order things from?
Basically, eBay.
Okay.
eBay, you can find some really obscure movies there. Really, to me, I could find more on eBay than I do actually on Amazon.
Yeah.
And a lot of the movies I grew up with, like we were talking back at the green room, as you could say, a lot of the obscure movies, I seem like eBay has them more than Amazon does.
Yeah. I agree with that. I've picked up some pretty cool stuff from eBay. Also, people are selling stuff that is 25, 30 years old. You didn't even know that they had these compilations of old sci-fi movies and things like that. Yeah, so you do find some pretty good stuff on eBay. And then like when you find a good seller, that's like finding a gold mine. There's somebody that has like buy 3 get 2 free. I've gotten some really, really good deals on.
And I'll tell you something else too. Where, matter of fact, it's one of my friends. Some of my friends, actually, they're all. That's another thing we're gonna talk about. I don't want this movie. We're moving. I don't want these movies. They're taking up space and all of this. And I was actually given some movies that I was looking for, I couldn't find, or they were on eBay for like $50 or $60, and they didn't want the physical movie for some reason.
Yeah. Some people get rid of stuff. I mean, I did it when foolishly, when people were switching over from VHS to DVD. The only VHS I kept was a Star Trek II, which I never took out of the plastic. So I was like, you know what? I'll just keep it in the plastic.
Oh, wow! Don't take that one out of the plastic.
No, I won't.
Wow.
I'm not taking that one out.
Wow, that one. That's a good find to keep.
But I had VHS of it was like the Blade Runner 15th anniversary, which is kind of a weird anniversary. It's not 10, it's not 20, but they at that time that was only like the 3rd version of the film that was out. I know they came out with the final cut after that, which included all like the little tiny scenes that weren't in the theatrical one, but that was a cool thing to have. And even like we were talking about, like my wife earlier, we would watch kung fu movies and stuff. When she would go to like the Asian grocery store, we would rent these VHS tapes. And a lot of times, to be honest with you, they would just copy them. So they were just copied. It had Chinese writing on it, and she'd be like, "Oh, this one." I was like, "All right, if you say so." And it would be like Jackie Chan movies. Stuff. We ended up with a lot of those when one of those stores closed, and we got rid of all those. And I'm like, later on, I'm kicking myself,
Especially now the way VHSs are. They all of a sudden now everybody's trying to grab certain ones that you can't find. Especially from the genre that you like a lot, the horror section movies.
Yeah. We all remember the same covers, right? Going into the video store. There's some channels they pretty much specialize in that. VHS, old VHS. All right, let me just take a look at the comments. Well, earlier today, Mike stopped by and he said he checked out your channel and he will subscribe. He's going to try to come back and catch it. And then we got Anthony Chabot. How are you doing today? Happy St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day, Anthony. And make sure you check out Kenneth's video today that he put out of movies to watch on St. Patrick's Day or about St. Patrick's Day. All right. Yeah. Are you familiar with like oldies.com or MVD Entertainment?
No, I have not.
Okay. Yeah, they're really good. They're sort of connected. You find some older stuff on there, some discounted stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also got Hamilton Book, which, I mean, they have books. That's like their main thing, but they have a lot of DVDs, Blu-rays. And they'll get like stuff from like Arrow and these, sort of boutique labels, months. Sometimes, I mean, it takes a couple months after it's been out, but, a lot of people run right to those big sites and they buy like something for $40 just to make a video about it. And then like a couple months later, it's half price,
like Deadpool and Wolverine, $70. And now you can get it for less than 10.
Right. Yeah. Or even like when, somebody put out like a new version of Roadhouse and it was like, $40. And then like literally like a couple weeks later, it was like $30. It was like, what's the hurry? I've only done that a couple times for things I really, really wanted, but, I know I got Arrow's edition of The Shootist with John Wayne, like pretty much right after it came out. Yeah, sure enough, it was discounted a bit later on. I probably just could have waited, but I just thought, what can you say? Sometimes you want something, right? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Especially.
So growing up, like what sort of genres were you into?
I grew up mostly 70s, late 70s, 80s. So science fiction has always been my number one, and then maybe some thrillers and court dramas after that. But
Okay.
sci-fi, and you grew up in the 70s, there weren't really that many sci-fi movies. They were really bad, at least until Star Wars came out.
Yeah.
But I just, like Forbidden Planet, things like that. The god awful Plan 9 from outer space, like that. One that I was looking for and actually found in that time period.
Okay. Yeah. Well, they were still, we were still getting some of the classics from the 50s and 60s on TV. Invasion of the Saucer Man, things like that. Yeah. I agree with, because I was the same way. Like if you would have asked me what my favorite sort of type of movie was or genre, as a kid, I would have said sci-fi. I didn't really think of horror as like a genre. It was like sci-fi and giant monsters, but of course they overlapped with sci-fi a lot. So, that's what I would have said too. I was a big sci-fi nerd. I know you're a big Twilight Zone fan, right?
Oh, it's great. It's greatest TV show ever made. Comment down below.
It is a great one. And that's one, I think it was one of those sites, Hamilton Books, started putting out the Blu-rays at each season was like $5.95.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then except for season 1 for the longest time. And then I saw it at Barnes and Nobles and they were like, it's on sale, but it was still like $14. I was like, oh, I really wanted to complete this whole series, but I'm going to wait. And sure enough, eventually it did come out on that site for $5.95. So sometimes you got to be patient. Yeah. Yeah, that was a great show. I mean, who didn't love that when they were kids? What actually used to scare me, though? Like, there was a time when I would watch the opening and turn the TV off, and that was Night Gallery.
Oh, wow. Wow. Well, Mr. Dan, me and you see more together than I thought. I have bought the whole box set of
I eventually got it. Yeah, yeah.
And I'm kind of saving that for October to do a
show
about the Night Gallery.
Cool. Let me see if I can. Oh, yeah. Now, there's a website. There's a couple guys that wrote a book, and they've got all kinds of different things you can buy. I've got these bookmarks. These are all Night Gallery bookmarks. These are some of the paintings. You see the paintings in the beginning? There's
yes.
Yeah. But they got all kinds of cool stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've got their whole book, and they rate the episodes and everything. But eventually, I was able to make it through. But for a while, that beginning when the paintings were coming at you, I was like, click.
Well, I was turning the TV off too. That is a scary show when you're young like that, and that's all you're exposed to.
Yeah, it had the that weird electronic soundtrack. It was that was kind of creepy. And actually, the one episode I showed, remember? I don't know if you remember the caterpillar. Remember that episode?
Is that the one? No, I'm thinking that's the one with the earworm when they put the the worm in his ear. Yeah. Is it that one?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I showed that to I said, son, we're gonna watch something that scared the hell out of me tonight. I haven't seen it for decades, but you're gonna watch it with me. And the plot was a little different than I remembered, but he did enjoy it. That's a good one because we had in the show they call them earwigs.
Yes.
And growing up. Like when I grew up, not in this town, a few towns over, we had like woods behind our house. Yes. And there were things called earwigs. They had like two little feeler things on the back. They kind of looked kind of gross, but we kind of thought they were harmless. I mean, we would come in sometimes and go like this, and we would be out, we would be in the woods. We would come in and dirty and and you sometimes like one of them would come out of your hair. So then when I was a kid, I connected that. I was like, oh my God.
No.
Yeah, that's going to tunnel into my brain. I didn't know that,
I'll tell you my favorite one, the one I never forgot, and you'll probably remember this one. It was the spider that was in the sink that got bigger and bigger. Even my wife was like scared of that particular episode.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's funny the way you remember stuff like that. Now, are you... I think in your channel description, it says you collect DVDs and Blu-rays, pretty much any format.
Any format, VHS, Laserdisc, Beta, everything.
Oh, Beta. The only thing I have left over from Beta, I've got these cases that were made to fit Beta tapes. They're just the right size because we we got them at a friend's garage sale or something. And I think she had beta tapes in there, but they were like tapes of her doing musical performances. Anyway, so we chucked the tapes, but the cases were made for beta tapes. But yeah, I remember those days.
I'm right at about 2,000 movies.
Oh, okay. Okay. Wow. That's cool. Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. I don't, any format works for me. If the price is good, you know, if there's a sale on DVDs, of course, if you're going to eBay, there's a lot of older DVDs on there. So that's awesome. One thing I noticed too, is if you get stuff from like years ago, the packaging is nice and sturdy too. A lot of times the way, you know, the DVD cases today, they're so flimsy. Some of them, you take the plastic. You take the plastic off, and sometimes there's pieces of them to break off, you know? Yeah. Do you have any like other like kind of obscure films that you remember from your youth that you like, that you don't think like maybe other people are aware of?
Well, you might be aware of them. You might be there. Student Bodies.
Okay. Yeah, I remember Student Bodies. I remember watching
yeah. Student Body would be one of the ones I'm thinking that is a real obscure movie that probably nobody would remember. I'm on the hunt for a kung fu movie, and that's Force 5.
Okay. I remember that. Oh, actually,
wow.
I really remember that because I didn't have, eventually we got HBO, and we had something in the Philadelphia area called Prism, which also had movies. But for a while, I had to rely on friends. So I remember a friend of mine 2 doors down, he saw Force 5. And, you know, back then when a movie was on HBO, they only had like, 10 movies at a time. You know what I mean? They didn't have that many at one time. So he said, the next time it's on, I'm going to come get you. I don't know why we didn't think to look in the TV guide. So I remember he came running up once and said, it's on. And we ran down to his house and watched it, the whole thing. Yeah. I haven't seen that in years, though. But man, we loved that. And then the other one, in Student Bodies, I remember watching that, I think with the same friend. We were cracking up because we had seen enough slasher movies to get some of the jokes, and Hitchcock movies and everything.
I actually found that at the pawn shop. Actually.
Okay.
I only paid 50 cents for it.
Oh, wow. Yeah. 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 I've got a friend on here, Patrick. His channel's called Have Cheetah Will View. His library will have sales. Sometimes he'll pick stuff up for like 20 cents.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So the deals are out there. Jim is saying, hello, Jim from Jim's movie channel. Sorry, Jim. Hello, Dan and Kenneth. I hope you're all doing well. And Jim just finished watching a great movie from 1973 called Charlie Varick, starring Walter Matthau and directed by Don Siegel.
I've seen that.
I have it, Jim, and I haven't watched it yet because I love Don Siegel, and I was kind of really curious about that one. And I know Andrew Robinson is in that too. I'm pretty sure, right, Jim? You can tell me, but you know, he's one of the great all-time villains, of course, from Dirty Harry. So definitely, that. I wish more people would study him. You know, like how do you study how to be a villain? Because every villain today, from the time the movie opens to the end, they're just unstoppable and unbeatable, and they're just making threats. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He just goes up and down. Andrew Robinson is so damn young, even though that movie came out a couple of years after Dirty Harry. He looks younger. Oh, cool. Wow. Yeah. All right, cool. And by the way, Jim, Kenneth thought I was in the Midwest. Do you think I have a Midwest? What was I going to say? Another obscure film. Oh, yeah. And then there was one. It took me forever to figure out the title of this. But there was a movie with Doug McClure called Where Evil Dwells. I watched that. I slept over my friend's house one night. We watched that, and it had all kinds of stuff that I usually wasn't allowed to see. You know, it had naked ladies, it had samurai ghosts chopping people's heads off.
Samurai ghosts, okay.
You know, special effects from that time. And years later, I mean, I saw it after I finally figured out what it was when I started the channel, and I rewatched it. It's pretty funny. It's very, very quaint. I mean, The house where evil dwells. There you go. Thanks, Chip. Pretty good scene where these crabs attack some people, but you know, a lot of the special effects are of the time. But yeah, that was like kind of a forbidden movie that that I watched. Do you have I know I saw the other day that or 2 days ago, I think the actor Matt Clark passed away. Like one of those actors, probably, you know, not big enough for a lot of people to really notice, you know, not like when Robert Duvall passed away. So I'm definitely going to try to make a video where I talk about some of the movies that he was in, because I was just looking at my shelf. I got a whole bunch. Are there any actors of yours, like old school actors that are favorites of yours that you don't feel like you've gotten enough credit?
Wow. Oh, okay. As far as movies, and then you're going to say, well, he does. I don't feel like really Robert. I think Robert Redford was squeezed in between Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. I don't feel like he really, I mean, we're older. We grew up when he was really a highlight, but I don't feel like he really has gotten the credit, even before he died, that he should have. He was a really good actor. And I felt like, you know, back in the 70s, he was really big. But I know a lot of people now probably don't even know who Robert Redford even is.
Yeah, that's a shame. He even goes all the way back to one episode of The Twilight Zone, one of the many actors that was on
Mr.
that show.
Death.
Yeah.
That's who he was.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, in the 70s he was big. I see. I was fortunate because my dad really liked him, and he loved Paul Newman. He liked Robert Redford. So I did see a bunch of, you know, pretty much anything they were in. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. I remember watching that several times with my dad. But yeah, you're right. You're right about that. And you know what? He really had a pretty good later career too. You know, the roles that he was taking right up until his death were really solid roles, whereas a lot of actors will sort of fade away, do smaller parts.
And he topped it off by being in Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Yes, yeah,
which I was absolutely shocked when I saw him in the trailer. I couldn't believe it. I said, "Oh, now I know I'm going to this movie."
Yeah. That really helped that movie a lot. I mean, he was great in that. And Jim says, as soon as I saw Matt Clark passed away, I immediately thought of the outlaw Josie Wales. Me too. He's one of the guys at the end of the movie. Yeah, the guy that's like, "What do you have?" when the bounty hunter comes in.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, Matt Clark was in The Cowboys with John Wayne. He was in White Lightning with Burt Reynolds. He was in Outlaw Josie Wales with Clint Eastwood, probably in a couple other Clint Eastwood movies. He was the Secretary of Defense in Buckaroo Banzai.
Oh, wow. Really? I know who that is now.
Yeah, you know,
I was trying to tie the name with a movie.
Okay,
I know who that is now.
Yeah, he was in a lot in the 70s. Like most movies that were set in the South or had to do with like trucking or things like that, he was in. I noticed when he died, they were calling him like the Back to the Future 3 actor. And I was like,
that's all they do wrong.
Yeah, I would have called him like the Outlaw Josie Wales actor, you know, just me. But apparently he was, I don't even remember him being in that, but he was in Back to the Future 3. And Jim says he did the Winter Soldier because he said it reminded him of 3 Days of the Condor. I could totally see that. Yeah, Robert Redford didn't get the credit he deserved at the time because of the fact that he was so damn good looking, just like Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio. Sure. Yeah. Clark was one of those actors that when he popped up in a movie, you were like, "Hey, it's that guy." Right. Exactly. Yeah. And I know, like, I even left a comment on a video because had something to do with Outlaw Josie Wales, and someone was like, "It's a shame most of these people are gone." And I was like, "Well, Matt Clark is still with us, but sadly he's not." So yeah.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Do you want to? You have a question for me? You want to?
Oh yes.
On your way. Okay.
I've got the list.
All right.
First, we're going to start with this. What made you start a YouTube channel?
Okay. So as far as horror goes in YouTube, I used to watch videos about like scary stories and things like that. And then I would watch some of the bigger channels that would have lists of horror movies. It would be like, you know, top 10 horror movies you never saw. And I'd be like, I saw all those, you know. And then I stumbled upon a video from, her name is Xena, Horror Movies and Beyond, where she reviewed a couple movies, and one of them was this movie, House on Skull Mountain. I don't know why. I just said, I wonder if other people review movies on YouTube. So I found another woman, Lady Shasha. She has a channel called What Did I Just Watch? She reviewed it. I watched her review. And then I saw that she was doing live streams like this with a couple other people. And one of them was my friend. I don't have my sweatshirt here. A lot of times you'll see me wearing a sweatshirt that says the Night Watch Zone. It's got a moon on it. My friend, the Night Watch Zone. And he was doing a lot of live streams. He used to do like slasher movies. I forget what he called it. I think he called it the Slasher Club or something. Like every Monday night. I would get home from work sometimes, watch the whole movie just so I could listen to the conversation because he was so good at it, you know.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And you know, I got to know him in the comments, and I had a channel, but it was mostly about like die-cast cars. Do that with my son, and then you know, I was enjoying the conversation so much that I just made a comment like, "Man, I should start a channel." And he was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Yeah, you should." He was like, "Definitely, you should do it." And then a couple of days later, I was in the comments, and he goes, "So, what are you going to call your channel?" And he kind of like put me on the spot, you know. So I just said, because my other channel is called Mr. Dan and Harry. That's my son's name. So I said, all right, I'm going to call it Mr. Dan and Horror. And he said, all right,
okay.
And then like a week later, I made my first video.
Oh, okay. And how long have you been? How long? I mean, well, I guess basically what I'm saying is, how old is your channel?
I think it's about a little more than 4 years now.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you've been up there.
Yeah. So you've been going at it. You've been going at it for like at least a year, right?
Yeah, I'm coming up in May. It'll be 2 years.
In 2 years of May. Okay. Yeah. Because I did see that some of your older videos said a year old. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's just kind of like, I just kind of stumbled into it like that. And then it kind of took over. And then when I saw people collecting, you know, that had like collecting videos, you know, I really started to get in that because every once in a while I would purchase a movie if I saw it, almost just by happenstance, you know, just if it fell into my lap, if I was just happened to see something, but I wasn't like really going out of my way and hunting movies. I wasn't going on eBay and looking for things, but I do like the idea of collecting things. So yeah, then I started to get into that aspect of it. And yeah, it really took off.
What is your favorite all-time movie?
Probably Blade Runner, I think.
Good choice.
Probably
the original, not or the sequel. Which one?
You know what? Here's the thing. The original. The original. I thought you were going to say the theatrical or the director's cut, the final cut. Because with that, like even when I watch it now, I watch like the final cut, but the narration's all in my head anyway. You know, there's not that much of it really, but I remember all of it like almost verbatim. So I really don't mind either version. I guess I do like you know, the final cut the best. But yeah, that's pretty much one of my favorites. You know, I love I love like the original War of the Worlds. That's like, you know, I love that one.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, the original Godzilla. I mean, yeah. I've been rewatching a lot of those lately. I started that about a year ago, collecting those. The original Day the Earth Stood Still, things like that. And that's one. See, like my dad was not really like into horror sci-fi, but there were a few movies that he liked, and one of them, thank goodness, because he kind of got me into it. But he did like The Thing from Another World, and he liked The Day the Earth Stood Still. He really liked both of those. So
yeah, Day the Earth Stood Still. That's a good movie.
Yeah,
I didn't think about that one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Since you like horror, what is to you the all-time scariest? Now, I did a video about this. All-time scariest movie of all time.
Wow.
I'm gonna see what you think. Which one it is to you?
Oh man, that's a tough one.
One where you were just like, I don't need to watch that movie again. Or you had dreams about it for days and days and days, and like, I don't want to watch that anymore.
Man, well, I get, you know, originally, back in the old days, I would have said The Shining, because I remember watching that all the way to the end, and everybody else was asleep, and I was like, damn it. I was flipping dials, hoping something else would be on that would take my mind off it. But it was like late at night, and it just like I did not want to go to bed after that. But that's that's kind of when I was in my teen years. I don't know. Let's see. There's a movie. So there's a director in Philadelphia who was nice enough to actually send me like all the movies that he directed a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a movie called Flowers. And it's about the victims of a serial killer that sort of reanimate themselves and they work their way up through the floorboards of the house. It is so bizarre. It's like hard to even describe. You just have to see it, but it's pretty unsettling. Watching it, you're just like, like on edge the whole time. And he's actually coming out with, he's actually going to start, because I follow him on Instagram. He's actually going to start filming Flowers 3 pretty soon. So I'm pretty excited about that. But that's a creepy one. Yeah, I mean, I think when I first saw The Exorcist, that was pretty.
I was waiting to see if that was going to come up.
Oh yeah, I mean, absolutely. The first time I saw that, it was scary. Even on TV, even though, okay, no wait, I got one. Speaking of TV, because I was going to say the original Hills Have Eyes. I don't know if they cut anything out, but that when they invade the trailer, the first time I saw that,
yes.
I was like, what is, I'd never seen anything like that with the parakeet and everything, like I was like, good Lord. But the original Tourist Trap, or not the original Tourist Trap, because I saw that by myself in my room on a Saturday afternoon, and I don't think anything was cut out of it. The director, David Schmoller, he actually thought that was going to get an R rating. He was surprised that got a PG. And then like a year later, I'm watching it by myself in my room as a kid. And that creeped me out because, some of the kills in that were kind of slow. I mean, he smothers somebody with plaster, and he's talking to her the whole time. That really scared me. And of course, the great opening with the mannequins. When you're a kid, you're a little creeped out about mannequins anyway,
Anyway,
yeah. So that's probably one of them. And Jason from Horrific Nightmares is in the chat. He's saying, "Hey Dan, hey Kenneth, what's up, Jason? Glad you can join."
How you doing, Jason?
Yeah, that's probably the most like sustained scared I've ever been watching a movie, only because of my age and the circumstances of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, why do you feel like that? I've noticed this, and even the last movie what I went and saw, which was The Bride. Why do you feel like the movie industry itself at the theater now, it's completely just, I went and saw The Bride and it was like 3 people in the movie theater.
Yeah.
I went and saw Mission Impossible. There were 2 people there and I was one of the 2. It's getting to be where you don't have to worry about going to the theater an hour ahead, 45 minutes ahead. You can walk in there 15 minutes before the movie starts because there's nobody in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why do you feel like that's happening?
Oh man, I don't know. Like a lot of the movies, I mean, obviously streaming, people are doing things like putting stuff on Netflix, or having it go into theaters for a couple of weeks and then all of a sudden it's on streaming. It's not like the old days where we felt like we better see this in the theater. It's not going to come out on VHS for months, and then it's not going to come out on TV. It's not going to be on TV for like a year, I guess people just take the theater experience for granted. Some cases it's not that the theater experience itself isn't that great. They pummel you with, like when I was in high school, I used to bother the heck out of my friends. I was like, we got to get there on time. We got to get there like right away, it's early so we can see all the trailers. But they pretty much showed you some trailers and then started the movie. Now it's like trailers, commercials, more trailers, commercials, and then the movie. So like the last movie I saw threw me off. I went to see A Better Tomorrow because they brought it back in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
They had a trailer for the next John Woo movie they're bringing back, The Killer. And then they started the movie. I'm like, well, I'm glad because I've gotten in the habit now, if a movie's at 2:00, because it's right down the street from me, I'll leave my house at 2, because I know there's just so much in front before the movie starts. But in this case, I'm glad I was there like on time and didn't miss the beginning of the movie. But I think the whole experience could be better. And I don't think, the younger generation really appreciates like just seeing a cinematic looking movie on a big screen. They just don't make movies that look like that anymore. Some of the old westerns had just beautiful, panoramic shots and things like that.
Yes.
I guess that's pretty much what I can come up with. I really think they shot themselves in the foot with a couple big releases by being very fuzzy about whether they were going to be in the theater or on streaming. And thank goodness Tom Cruise pretty much took a stand and said Top Gun Maverick's going to be in the theater.
Yes.
Period. End of story. And had a hit with that. I think if more people like him thought that way, you got to give him credit too. Guillermo del Toro wanted the Frankenstein that he just made in the theater. Where people should see it, have the chance to see it at least. So that's the best answer I've got, I guess.
And that was a good movie too. Frankenstein was. And as Columbo would say, just one more thing. Do you believe, okay, especially with Best Buy, stop carrying physical movies. Target, stop carrying physical movies. Walmart is barely, at least here in Pensacola, it is barely. Do you feel like physical media is dead, and why? Or can it ever come back?
I hope so. It's kind of on life support, because I know, remember going to the video store on a Tuesday because you knew it was new release day. I've got friends that'll go to Walmart's and on a Tuesday and say, hey, there's a new movie supposed to be released, and the staff there, they have no idea if they've got it back there, or it's not like it is a big deal anymore. And they're very inconsistent. I've seen some Walmarts that have everything labeled the right way, and the new releases are here, and maybe they'll come out with some special glow in the dark covers. I got a couple of those because I'm a sucker for things that are glow in the dark. But then some of them won't, and they won't have much at all. It's kind of like really inconsistent. I don't know. I hope it can come back. I know everything comes back around. Like we were talking about, people are into VHS now and vinyl, but I hope it really doesn't go away. Whoops. I don't know.
That was The Shining right there.
Yeah. And Jim had to go. Thanks a lot for stopping by, Jim. Jason said he always loved the trailers. One of the best parts of going to the movies. Yeah.
Yep, it is right.
Yeah. But my thing is, it just gets me that they do commercials and then, commercials, trailers, and then more commercials. It's like you're killing me with that, but that was always like one of the best parts. And Mike is here, old movie Mike's DVDs and Blu-rays, saying, hey guys, what's up, Mike?
How's it going, Mike? I also feel like this too. The trailer was, to me, one of the, that was like 30% of the going to the movie for, because you didn't know what the trailer was going to be. You had never seen it. But see, now you can just, the trailer for this movie been on YouTube a month ago. So when you see it in the theater, it means nothing to you. All the trailers that you see leading up to the movie, you've already seen them weeks ago.
They were on YouTube, or they have a teaser trailer, right? And then they have the trailer, or like if there's a convention, even before that, they'll have like a teaser at the convention, which somebody's going to film and put on YouTube. And then they have the teaser trailer and then the trailer. So then you go to the movies a couple weeks later and you see that same trailer. It's not.
Yeah.
You don't get
more excited.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Back in the day, you just really didn't know what was coming out, really. There just weren't as many sources. So it's like a double-edged sword, It's cool to have all the information and learn about what's coming out, but it does take away from the excitement a little bit. And of course, I think there's always been some trailers that have shown too much. I've noticed that with some older trailers. Everyone always says that about modern trailers. I've seen some older ones that give a lot away, but yeah, a lot of the new ones too. In a way, I don't want to watch it if it's a horror movie and it's going to have a twist or anything.
And they've already showed the twist.
Yeah, I don't want to watch it. That's the way the whole. And then you have like all the other products to go with it, the toys. I mean, I remember when they had, I guess it was fourth. They came back with the fourth Jurassic Park movie with the Indominus Rex. They kind of kept it a mystery in the trailer, but then I go to the Walmart, I go to the toy aisle, and there's a toy of it. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah. You was on the back of the page. Hey, I didn't know you liked that movie. That happened when I saw Age of Ultron. Hey, the Vision's in here. I didn't even know that. The toy was sitting right there on the shelf.
Yeah, and that would have been cool to see if you didn't know he was going to be in it, because I used to love the Vision.
And they have a show of that coming up this year called Vision Quest with him and Ultron.
Do they? Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be on Disney Plus.
All right. Yeah. See, I don't have Disney. I know my daughter has it. Of course, usually when I'm over there, the grandkids are watching. They're watching they do watch some superhero stuff, but it's the cartoons, the Spidey cartoons and stuff. But that's cool. I know that I missed the other show too. I never did see. What was it? WandaVision. I didn't see that.
That was a good show. That was a real. I actually have that. Now, see, that goes back to one of the things that you were talking about earlier. It came out. I remember when they released it. I went and bought it. A week later, I've never seen it again.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, never seen it. It was at Walmart 1 week. I bought it, and I never saw it back at Walmart or what few little physical stores that sell physical media here. I never saw WandaVision ever again. I was amazed at that.
Yeah. That's funny because I've seen it seems like they always have some things. They always have that big Gunsmoke set. Even after I got the Night Gallery set there, I would see that they still have that. They have some shows there. Like it seems like they're always in stock. And then you're right. Other stuff, it just disappears. It comes out and it's gone. Yeah, that's a shame. I did watch all the Netflix shows because back then I had Netflix, so I watched Daredevil, Luke Cage. I did like all those, but I haven't really kept up with all the shows or even the movies, all the Marvel movies. But that was an event back then. I remember my son used to go to, he had a thing he used to do on Saturday. I picked him up once and I said, "Oh, you know what it was? It was Winter Soldier." I said, "We're going to the movies right from here." And we went to see Winter Soldier. I surprised him with that, but that was, we were, and then Avengers, Black Panther, we saw that, like the whole family saw that together. But ever since then, there hasn't really been, this anything that I've gotten real excited about, anything new. I go to the, I saw A Better Tomorrow. I want to see A Killer when it comes out in April. The Killer. Like I said, I saw Alien when they brought that back. A few years before that, me and my brother went to see They Live when they brought that back.
Oh, wow.
My other brother and I saw Enter the Dragon when they brought that back. I think if you go back in the past 5 years, half the movies I've seen in the theater have been older movies. It's like almost how could you not go, right? Just like a once in a lifetime.
Yeah, because some of the movies you actually saw on HBO, and you really see them in the theater.
Right. You never got a chance. And even Alien. I've seen Alien so many times. I saw some details on the big screen that I've never really noticed before in the ship. Stuff in the background, like old vehicles in the background that I didn't really know were in there. It was I really picked up on a lot of little tiny things. That's one of the advantages. Seen something on the big screen like that. For sure. Hey, do you want to start showing off some of our favorite?
Oh, you want to go first? Or you want me to go?
I'll go first. Okay. We mentioned something before. I think it was backstage. We were talking about some of the newer Universal, and what we're going to do, guys. I'm sorry, everybody. We're going to show off some of our favorite physical media finds, acquisitions. Just whatever, and anything that we've collected that we really like that we want to show off, basically. We were talking about The Invisible Man, the Lee Winnell movie, The Invisible Man, how much we like that one. Growing up, I remember when The Invisible Man with Claude Rains would be on TV.
Oh, yeah.
I just didn't like it as much as Frankenstein, Dracula. I would watch it. I thought of it as more of a comedy. And I vaguely knew that there was like a sequel. And then I started to get all the legacy sets of the Universal monsters. And lo and behold, there's 5 movies, and 2 of them are really good sequels: Return of and Revenge of. And one of them has Vincent Price. I never remember which one. And then you got one, The Invisible Woman, which is like a comedy with Shemp Howard, which is funny. And then you got The Invisible Agent, which is like an espionage one, which, I mean, during World War II, they were, they were going to use that concept for that, but those are still good. So I got so into The Invisible Man, I even went back and read the book.
Yeah, the book is really good.
Really is good. And it was interesting to see how it's, similar, but some differences. I really enjoy both of them, to be honest with you, the movie and the book. And I enjoyed all 5 movies. I mean, like I said, the 2 sequels are really solid. And the other 2, I guess I would say, are fun. But that was just a cool thing, because I thought I really knew my stuff when it came to Invisible or Universal Monsters. Okay. And then, to find that there's some sequels out there that I had never seen or heard of was something else. So that's my first one, the Invisible Man collection. Okay. Do you want to go?
Oh, I'm still here, but you froze on my side.
Oh, okay. You froze too. I think we both froze. We froze. Yeah, that's what happened. Okay.
Now I see you now. You're unfrozen now.
Good. All right. Do you want to go next? Yeah, that's it. So my first one, Invisible Man Legacy Collection.
Okay. I'll show you my first one.
All right.
I'll save that right there. There was a TV show that used to come on here, syndicated. Really. It may have been syndicated where you're at. It may not have been, but this was just one that was extremely hard to find. And when I found it, I only paid like $1 for it. And that's Forever Night.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It used to come on late at night on CBS about the detective that was he was a vampire.
Yeah.
He was trying to make up for all the bad that he did, but he would only come out at, of course, at night he couldn't do all his detective work. So he worked, quote, the night shift.
Okay.
Let's see here. Hey, it's got a good little package there.
Ooh, cool.
Fold it completely out. I don't know if you can see the whole package, but yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
I like the packaging of it.
Yeah, definitely.
That was another one. I was surprised that I was able to find that. And here's one right here. I bet you completely forgot all about this. The animated Star Trek.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's really going. I mean, I had to be in elementary school when this came out, and this hard case here. This is another one. Once I got it, I never saw it again.
Okay. Yeah, that's something you would want to pounce on for sure. If you see it.
I jumped on that with the quickness right there.
Mm-hmm.
I bet there's a lot of people that didn't even know there was an animated version of Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now I've got a friend on YouTube, Fever Dreamland Theater. Actually, he does a lot of Twilight Zone videos, but he actually just did a couple weeks ago his top 10 episodes of the animated series. And when I saw that, I was like, because I hadn't thought about that in years.
I hadn't either. When I saw it, I was like, wow, I forgot all about that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was voiced by William Shatner, Kelly, Leonard Nimoy. Here's one right here. I just like this packaging right here. This is also a very, very good movie. Bonnie and Clyde.
Okay. Oh, you look at the top.
I mean, it's got a lot. I mean, it's got the little cards.
Okay.
That you should see in the theater when you would go to the theater.
Yeah, right.
It's got a whole booklet here with some pictures from the movie in it. Now, this one right here, you have to pay a pretty penny for it normally. It's probably like $90 when it came out. But I actually found it at Goodwill for like $1.50.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Another booklet of it with the disc here, a lot of behind the scenes right here. This is one of my favorite ones right here. I keep this one hidden so that my daughter won't take it.
Oh, cool.
Then I haven't even opened this one up yet. Space 1999.
Okay.
Now, this is another one that it was out and then it disappeared, but I did see it come back just recently.
Okay.
But I really enjoyed this when PBS was showing this. This came out like during Star Trek time, the British show right here. Mm-hmm. And the two actors here left Mission Impossible to do Space 1999.
Okay.
Barbara
So
Bain and
Martin
Martin
Landau.
Landau.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
They
Yeah.
left Mission Impossible for this show right here.
Oh, interesting. Interesting.
That was it. One more, and then there's going to be a bonus one after that. This is my all-time. Remember the miniseries?
Oh yeah.
My all-time favorite one, War of Remembrance.
Oh, okay.
This right
Yeah.
here is. Oops, I got it upside down. There it is, right here. Or do I got it up? Now I
No.
got it upside down.
No,
I'm
there you
looking
go.
at the back.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this is like what 13 DVDs right here.
Okay.
I mean, it's huge. It's so huge that got the other one right here. This right here was $100 at Barnes and Nobles. Yeah, I paid
Wow.
$1 a piece. I paid $1 a piece for these.
Wow.
That's how much they hate physical media here in this town.
That's
And then
crazy.
there's a bonus one. You might get a good laugh out of this. I talked about this one recently. It just came in. Automan.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The poor man's Tron.
Yeah.
Let me turn this light off. I was thinking I was going to losing light here. There we go.
Okay.
Poor man's Tron.
Yeah.
Automan.
Oh yeah, I do. I remember the commercials for Forever Night and Automan. I never did watch Forever Night. Manimal. Remember Manimal?
Oh yeah. Man from Atlantis. Remember that one?
Man from Atlantis. Yep. With Patrick Duffy. Yeah. Oh man, some of those shows were funny. Yeah, that's awesome. Now, War and Remembrance. That was the kind of thing was that. Who's the big star in that? It's
Robert Mitchum.
Robert Mitchum. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my mom watched that, so I sort of remember it being on, but I didn't watch it like from start to finish. But that would be a cool thing. Oh yeah, the miniseries were big back then. In the 70s, my mom was into all the like the Thornbirds, Shogun.
Yep.
And a lot of them had Richard Chamberlain. He was like the king.
Oh yeah, I remember that too.
But yeah,
North and South. I have
North and South.
Too.
Yep. Yeah. She would. I remember those were like big events too. Yeah, even TV back then had like big events, right? You know what I mean? You would get hyped up for stuff.
Now you got nothing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Shows.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah. Okay, I'll go. I got one here. Speaking of old TV shows, now so you mentioned Best Buy earlier. There's another site I go to, Dark Side Records. Again, they mostly sell records, but they have used DVDs and movies and Blu-rays. And I almost always go to their used section. So I've gotten some stuff from them that's used, but it's never been opened. So somebody sold it to them, and it was still in the plastic. And the last couple of things I got had some that had Best Buy stickers on it. So that's one. I mean, it's not really a good thing that Best Buy doesn't sell movies, but at least some of those movies are out there, and you can get them, like new, even though you're paying used prices. But in this case, this was used, but it's.
Oh wow, you got that one.
Yeah, complete series. So this is one like they didn't have like 10 of these; they had one. So as soon as I saw,
I have it, but I don't have that one with the Cylon head on it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Wow,
it's cool. Yeah, it's got booklet. Similar kind of a thing that you unfold with pictures. Adama and everything.
I like that one. I like that. Wow.
Yeah. Now let me ask you this. It's Patrick McNee does the voiceover in the beginning. Of course, he plays the one Cylon, I think, right? Or he plays. Yeah, he's a bad guy, right? Which show has a better opening, Battlestar Galactica or the original Star Trek?
Opening.
I'm
going to say Battlestar Galactica, the original.
Really?
Star Trek is just the ship going here, ship going there, ship going that. I kind of like the way he tells the story,
Yeah, it's a story.
The Lost. Yeah, I like the opening of Battlestar. I would say Battlestar Galactica.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, when I noticed that when people think about it, they go, "Oh, you know what? It might be Battlestar Galactica." The standard answer would be Star Trek, but it is such a good opening. It really grabbed me when I was a kid. So this funny little story. We went to London last year around October, and we get this Airbnb, and this place was like a house, and it was like a lived-in house. Like there's a lot of stuff in there, more stuff that you would see in most Airbnbs. And there was a picture of Patrick McNee, a framed picture on one of the tables that was signed by him. And I was like, this is really weird. Did they find this, or was this given to them from him? Did they know him? I have no way of knowing. You know what I mean? But I looked it up. He was actually born like close to where we were in Chelsea, which is like on the outskirts of London. But as soon as I walked in, I saw his face. I was like, what? Just kind of a weird kind of connection. But yeah, I always
Who would have thought that?
Yeah, I took a picture of it and everything. But so that's my second one. And then we got, here's a more recent one. I got the Japanese edition of Godzilla -1.
Oh! So, that's the movie right there.
Yeah,
Godzilla -1. That's the movie right there.
Okay, so that's a rare one that I saw in the movies twice, because I saw it and then I took my sons to see it. And you know what? I even wanted to go back a third time when they released the minus color, but I didn't quite.
The black and white one, yeah.
Which is on here. Oh,
wow.
They have they go into some detail about it. Now, all the special features, it's all in Japanese. This is a Japanese release. So there was a code, or there was a link that you can go to the website where they had everything in English and print it out.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah. So they go into all this detail about what they did for the black and white, because they didn't just switch it over to black and white. They went back and had to add all kinds of shading and textures and everything. They really did a lot of work on that black and white. But
that is a great Godzilla movie. That is a great movie, period.
It is. It really is. I keep telling my daughters, we got to sit down and watch that, because I think they would be surprised. They don't really like the kind of movies that I like, but I really think once, I think in 10 minutes they would be into it, Yeah,
and it's not only just a monster movie, but it's got a great story to it, too.
Yes. Yeah, great story. Yeah. I really hope the next one comes out on schedule and it's good. I'm pretty sure it will be if the same director is handling everything. But
okay.
Yeah. So there's that one. And then speaking of growing up in the 70s, these were always mandatory viewing when they came on. The Ray Harryhausen coach.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah. So we, it's got Game from Beneath the Sea, Earth versus the Flying Saucers, all three of the Sinbad movies, the Three Worlds of Gulliver, which I don't remember watching, but I did watch from this release, Mysterious Island, Jason and the Argonauts.
Of course. Yeah. You got to have that.
Well, Jason and the Argonauts is probably my favorite. I mean,
that's mandatory.
Yeah. And that was, speaking of movies that, the whole movie didn't scare me, but when you're a kid, parts of that movie scared you a little bit, with some of the creatures, skeletons,
The skeleton, yeah. I was just going to say the skeleton.
Yeah,
Oh, no, you go ahead.
No, I was just, they made the skeletons look like they had facial expressions. They don't have faces. They were mean looking. They were a little bit creepy as a kid. Yeah.
Now, in that Sinbad part, in their collection, is it Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger?
Yeah, they have all three of them. They have Golden Voyage, the Seventh Voyage, and Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger. Now, Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger is one I did see in the theater. I made my dad take me, and he was like, "Oh, brother!" But I have memories of coming over a little hill, and the clock in his car said 7 o'clock, and I was like, "Dad, it's 7 o'clock," and he's like, "We're going. You're not gonna miss anything. Calm down." But yeah, that was probably one of the first movies I actually saw in the theater.
Me too.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, I know the very first one I saw was Oliver Twist, and then the next movie I remember seeing is Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger.
Huh. Yeah. I can't remember really anything earlier than that. I think my dad took me to see Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, but it turned out to be a Russian movie that was dubbed. And I don't remember anything about it other than he went home and he's like, "Oh, it was terrible." He was like, "It was hard." So I almost couldn't sit through it, but I don't know why. My mom probably made him take me or something. But yeah, I love those movies. And then I got one more, the last one. This is something that I was not really aware of these movies, but I was a fan of this actor from the movie, the Ridley Scott movie Black Rain. Yusaku Matsuda, the guy who played the bad guy. And I've kind of gotten into his whole career because, of course, that was the last movie he made because he passed away from cancer. But the Game trilogy from Arrow.
Okay.
These are really good. So a trilogy. I got this for like 25. It's been as low as 20. And you get 3 really solid movies with lots of special features, a poster. That's one of the covers.
I like that.
In this movie, like, when you watch this, you will like you. It's very obvious that a lot of other directors have watched this movie too, because you can see like people have borrowed things from it. Just the way he goes.
Yeah.
When he goes into action, he's just like going down hallways like John Wick, like shooting people like this way and that way. And even I don't know if you're in the anime at all, but
yes,
my son and I are big fans of Cowboy Bebop. So apparently. The Spike Spiegel character, because this guy, he's got this like frizzy hair. The Spike Spiegel character.
Oh, they stole them from him. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So these 3 movies are excellent. You know, I can't decide whether the first one or the third one is my favorite. So it definitely ended. And the second one, the middle one, is really good too. But they're all like really solid films. So
see, you can't even find things like that now. You used to be able to go to the store and find. You can't even find that. Has to be ordered all the time. You can't go to the store and find movies like that anymore.
I would doubt that you would find this in store. Sometimes, like if somebody gets something that they don't know what it is. Mm-hmm. See, this is the kind of thing like this is right up my alley. So I'm not going to get something like this and go, I hated it. Let me go sell it to FYE. You know, but I know that I have found some stuff, and I'm wondering, like, soon after it came out, and I'm thinking, like, maybe the person thought it was a different kind of movie and just didn't like it. But stuff like this, you're right. Like, you kind of got to pounce on it. I mean, I know there's been some other Arrow releases. There's a director named Shohei Imamura. Who, he put out, he had a lot of really good movies. I have none of them on physical media, and they had a set of 3. But now, if you go on eBay, people want like $120 for it, you know? So, I'm hoping somebody doesn't know what they got and puts it, on eBay for less than that.
Like you said, check those pawn shops and Goodwill stores. You might actually find some of the ones that you are looking for.
Yeah. I really got to get out there and check out some thrift stores and stuff for sure. Yeah. Did you have any other questions or anything you wanted to bring up? Or
I will tell you this right here. It probably won't when once this is uploaded and then when it's backlogged. But I'll tell you anyway. There's the next episode of KDS Reviews, which will come out tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock, or whenever you see it. It's going to be a legacy rewatch of the original Friday the 13th.
Oh, okay. Cool.
We'll talk about that. There's some behind the scenes part of that I'll let you really know about it.
Mm-hmm.
And my next movie, actual at the theater movie review, is going to be Project Hail Mary. That comes out this week at the theater.
Oh, okay. I'm not
Saturday night, and I'll probably upload it. We'll see. If it's not late Saturday night, which I don't like uploading late at night because nobody's really on YouTube, real late. It'll probably be Sunday morning show.
Mm-hmm.
I think, what is it? Ryan Gosling is in that? Yeah. So those are my next 2 shows.
Yeah.
The original Friday 13th, and then Project Hail Mary will be my movie release.
Okay. Yeah. I missed that one. I'm not familiar with that one. But I just went back and did last year, or recently, within the last year, I did the first 4 Friday the 13th movies. I didn't talk about them on the channel or anything, but it had been years. I'm not the hugest fan, but I do enjoy those. But it was definitely fun to go back and rewatch them.
It was incredibly fun.
Yeah,
especially when you find out who really is the killer.
Yeah.
And even though we got a hockey mask later on,
Right. Uh-huh.
who really is the killer in the
It's
movies?
it is funny how that like evolved. You go back and it's like when's the hockey mask come in? What movie? A lot of younger people don't know that. Now we watched because a lot Mike and Jim and I we're in the westerns and stuff, and Mike had recommended oh man, let me see. The movie Tin Star with Henry Fonda.
Oh yes.
And what's the actress's name? Betsy Palmer? Is that Mrs. Voorhees? Is it Betsy Palmer?
Yep, it is. It's Betsy. Yeah. Palmer.
She was in that as like probably like a teenager. So it was kind of cool to see her in that for sure. Yeah, and that's one I remember seeing the ads for, but on my UHF channels, but I never watched it. Yeah, that was really good. Do you have a favorite Western?
It's probably not Silverado. I'm thinking it right now. It's the one with Robert Duvall and Kevin Costner in it.
Open Range?
Open Range, yep.
That was good. I just watched that. I had it, and I'm just sitting there on my shelf, and then Robert Duvall passed away. I was like, all right, I got to watch this right now,
And The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance.
Okay. Now, see, I just watched that for the first time a couple months ago. Yeah, that was really good.
That was a really good twist when you found out who shot Liberty Valance.
You're right. Exactly. I mean, it's in the title.
Yeah.
I didn't see it coming.
I didn't either.
I like the way that opened, and yeah, I like the whole movie. That movie, that Tin Star, and I've rewatched Valdez is Coming with Burt Lancaster recently.
Yes, I've seen that a lot. It's been a long time since I've seen it.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it. I had watched it before, but I hadn't watched it in a long time. And man, that was good rewatching it. Oh my gosh.
How about the Western shows, the TV shows, not counting Gunsmoke, because everybody sees Gunsmoke. How about some of the other Western, now the TV shows?
Okay, so I actually haven't really seen Gunsmoke.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, I know about it. Even watching The Thing from Another World when I was growing up, my dad was explaining that's Marshall Dillon from Gunsmoke. And I was like, okay, but I never really got into that because I'm such a big Clint Eastwood fan. I did start watching Rawhide, so I do have the whole 8 seasons of Rawhide. So I finished that whole series. And then I finished The Rifleman with Chuck Connors. I love that one. And then I started, I got a couple other ones going now. Have Gun Will Travel.
Oh, yes.
That's a good one. That's an interesting one.
How about Tales of Wells Fargo?
I watched 1 or 2 episodes of that on YouTube, but I never, just like randomly, it's not one of the ones that I started at the beginning and started watching now. Is there like a main character that you follow in that one?
Yeah, it's just one story about one guy and they're all true.
Oh, okay.
It tells you all true. Now here's the question for all the Western fans. Wild Wild West, which I have, which is right over here. You can't see it. Is Wild Wild West a Western or is it a science fiction show?
I don't know. So I got this first season of that. I watched the first episode, and a lot of times in the first episode, they don't have everything worked out yet. So maybe it wasn't fair. And I liked it, but I didn't love it. And I kind of put it on the back burner. So I definitely need to go back and start watching. I really like Ross Martin too.
Yes.
He was a great actor. Really good. I'll tell you, the first episode of Rawhide is okay. The second episode is better than the first. The second episode feels like the first episode because they kind of explain everyone's jobs in the cattle drive. You know what I mean? A lot of times that's the way it is. There's even a show on Tubi, Shotgun Slade with Scott Brady. I've watched a few episodes of that. They don't have the first episode. It starts at the second episode. So maybe the first episode was a pilot with someone else. Who knows? I don't really know. But yeah, I don't know enough about Wild Wild West yet to tell you what is sci-fi or
Oh, you
West.
need to keep watching it because it turns completely 360 on you.
Okay.
It almost goes X-Files with a horse.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I know about the one villain, the little person guy who's like a villain, right? I think I watched a video about his career or something. So yeah, I'm definitely okay. I'm gonna have to start watching that. Um, and then I picked up. I think I got the first season of Maverick, so I've been going through that. And then I've been watching Bat Masterson too.
Oh yeah, that's one. I have the complete set of Batman. See,
Okay,
I didn't know you were that much into westerns. I have Bat Masterson,
okay,
Rawhide, Wild Wild West. I mean the complete sets of those.
yeah. And to be honest with you, if you compare like two westerns that are a little more light-hearted, Maverick and Bat Masterson, so far I think I like Bat Masterson better, even though
I
I
do
love
too.
James Garner. You know, they switch back and forth with Maverick between Brett and Bart. You know,
Oh
and I
yeah, Brett. Yeah, Brett
yeah,
and Bart.
and
Yeah,
I
those.
like both actors, but overall I really like Bat Masterson a little better.
And have you noticed this? Is it the Rockford Files with Bat Masterson replace not Bat Masterson, but Maverick without the horse and used the Mustang instead? I watched Rockford Files and I watched Maverick, and I'm like, it's the same show. It's just a car instead of a horse. He's playing the
he's a,
same character.
he's a similar character. Yeah, yeah, definitely a similar character. Yeah, I've got Rockford Files too. Those were all my dad's. We used
Oh
to get my
wow.
dad. We got my dad like the whole series when he was still with us because I remember growing up. He would always have that on. He loved that house. So I definitely have to go through those again. But yeah, that's the funny thing about James Garner. Like when I had Mike on my channel a while ago, we were talking about underappreciated westerns, and I picked one. I think it was A Man Called Sledge, where James Garner played kind of a villain, kind of a and it threw me off because you're so used to him playing that Jim Rockford type of character. He's such an affable guy. And that's the other funny thing is like about like my dad watching movies and stuff. He was not a John Wayne fan, so I don't remember watching any John Wayne movies with him.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, he wasn't, and like like Clint Eastwood westerns, he would watch those. Some older westerns, some other ones maybe. He wasn't really a John Wayne fan, so that's kind of why I'm getting caught up with movies like The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance today. Because I just didn't see him growing up.
Wow, that's you know what? That's the exact opposite here. My
Okay.
wife loves westerns, but she doesn't like Clint Eastwood.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she said
funny.
he's dry.
Okay. All right, I can see that. Well, one thing I noticed about Wayne, man, when he in those movies, he's like so natural. His interactions, his line delivery, you might think of him as one type of actor, but darn, he was good at it, But whereas I guess, yeah, Clint is more, sparse with his dialogue. I just think, for me, like every other scene in Outlaw Josie Wales is like the most quotable scene ever. I just love, I love every bit of it. Yeah, I'm trying to. I really actually want to start at the beginning of Clint's career and start reviewing all his movies. And there's a few kind of big ones I've never seen. Or maybe I saw bits and pieces on TV, like Where Eagles Dare. I just have the vaguest memories of it. I don't really remember much.
Wow.
So it's almost going to be like the first time watch. But, obviously most of them I've seen, many times. But, yeah, that's something I want to do on the channel. I keep saying that, but I got to get it started. To be honest with you, I want to start it when he's still here.
Yeah, he's 90 something now, I believe.
95. Hey, he was the same age as Duvall, I think. Yeah, my friend Mike and I were just talking about that. I mean, William Shatner's 95, James Hong is 97, like these guys aren't going to be around forever. So,
No. The one I'm trying to collect now before he is, I'm trying to get all of Bruce Willis's stuff now.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, maybe not all of them, but close to the good ones. I put
the good ones, right? Because he was cranking them out at the end there, which I don't blame him. He wants to leave some money for his family. I mean, that's That's why Laurence Olivier made some of the movies that he made later in life. He flat out said, I'm going to leave some money behind for my family, you know? Yeah, actually of all the movies that I've shown my son, he may have enjoyed Die Hard the most, just like for like sheer
Oh wow,
enjoyment.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
We
one of the
watched that.
greatest action.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, we were, we watched that a couple of years ago. We were all split up because of COVID. I only had one granddaughter back then, but they were all in Maryland. They were hunkered down in Maryland, and my wife and my one son and I were here, and we just made the best of it. So I said, "We're watching a Christmas movie."
And Die
Said,
Hard.
what is it? And I said, Die Hard. They were like, okay. Man, they loved it though. They thought it was great. Yeah, that's awesome. So like, how about horror? What is your favorite horror movie?
Oh wow, the movies now, they're not really. The last one that I saw that was really, to me, felt like a horror movie was The Ring.
Hmm.
The Ring.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you know, I don't really look at that many of them. I like The
Okay.
Conjuring and Annabelle and things like that,
Mhm.
you know, because they were serious. They weren't just scary movies back then. They were mind scare movies. It
Yeah,
wasn't just
right.
a monster.
Mhm.
It was the mind thing,
Yeah.
really. And the last one of that I saw that really impressed me was The Ring.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That was definitely a creepy one, a different one.
I can remember some other ones like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, that's classic. I love it.
Beyond the Door had the most horrible commercial in the world. Beyond the Door, you know, Poltergeist, The Town That Dreaded Sundown.
Yeah,
that was a spook. Now that was a spooky mind thing too, with The Town That Dreaded Sundown.
Yeah, you know, I didn't see that till later. I got a copy of that from Shout after I started the channel, and I think I had seen The Town That Dreaded Sundown, but I didn't watch it when I was a kid or anything, so it didn't really like scare me that much when I finally saw it. But that one comes with a bonus movie, The Evictors, by the same director. So that was
okay.
That's a really good release to have. And that's a pretty good movie. Yeah, that one's a creepy one. And even when they did I don't even know what you call it, sequel, the second movie with Veronica Cartwright, I thought that was pretty good too.
See, I didn't even know that until about a month ago. I didn't know they even made a sequel to it.
Yeah,
I was like, they made a sequel to it, but they never.
Right. Well, it's like it exists in a world where the first movie exists. So it exists in a world where there's a real killer and a movie, and the killer says he's back, and somebody that's connected to the original movie is playing a character in that movie. And it's, you know, I think they changed it around because I know that director Charles B. Pierce, I think he had both of his sons in some of his movies, like the Legend of Boggy Creek and stuff. So I don't think his sons have turned out the way they portrayed him in the movie, but it's kind of like, it's hard to think about. It's like, is this a sequel? Is it? It's kind of like everything. Yeah, it's like a remake and a sequel and a new story. I don't know. But I thought it was pretty clever.
The Fog.
I just rewatched that the other night. Yeah, The Fog was great.
The Fly. The Jeff Goldblum version and the Vincent Price version.
Yeah. Now see the Vincent Price version, when that came on TV, that was like must watch. That one and Return of the Fly. Like I had to stop what I was doing and watch them. But what we were talking about with like the excitement of the theaters, I saw the Cronenberg Fly when I was in high school in a theater on a Saturday night.
Oh, wow.
It was in the Biggs Theater and it was packed. And when some of those crazy scenes started happening, that was probably the best audience reaction I've ever experienced. You know, like it was, that was one of the best theater experiences I ever had. You know, that was great.
Any Hammer film too? The Hammer films, any of those?
Oh yeah, I love those. I got to see. So there's a theater near here in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, and they have some pretty cool stuff. So I got to see a double feature of The Gorgon and The Curse of the Mummy's Tomb.
Wow!
Yeah.
See, they don't do that here. We're down basically almost to a theater and a half here, and there's like nobody even showed. Matter of fact, I heard one of them was getting ready to close, so we're going to be down to one theater.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. Yeah. Now that town's a little bit of a drive. It's like on the way outside of Philly, but that's the town and the theater that they filmed the Blob in. You know, at the end of when the Blob comes into the movie theater.
Oh, really?
That's
Yeah.
the movie theater. So
oh,
they have,
really?
yeah, they have a Blob Fest every summer, and I definitely want to go one of these years.
Wow, that'd be pretty cool.
But I've been there a couple times for special. Actually, my son and I saw The Fly. We saw The Fly, and then Victoria Price, Vincent Price's daughter, had a Q&A after it. It was really, it was really interesting. Yeah, yeah.
Thinking of that, we have a convention here, and if you could believe it, Rod Serling's daughter was here.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I've only been, I had tickets to a convention here a couple years ago. Something came up and I really wasn't able to go until Sunday. And there just wasn't as much going on Sunday. Seemed like it was still packed, but I just walked around and I ended up, I don't think I even bought anything. I just kind of walked around and checked everything out. But I definitely want to give that another shot when they come back. That's cool. At least you have some conventions there that you're close enough to.
Oh yeah, it's about a lot of. We got a pretty good convention here. It's about a lot of things, a lot of movies, a lot of hard to find movies, some comics. There's matter of fact, my wife here's got an actual Japanese sword that you got from there too. It's pretty. You got to try to go to it if there's one coming near your town. They're actually a lot more fun than what you think they are too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's one real close to here in Cherry Hill. And then they have one, it's kind of like North Jersey called Chiller. Speaking of Kung Fu, they had Angela Mao was there a couple years ago. I really wanted to go see her, but I didn't. How about martial arts? Do you have any? You mentioned that you used to watch a program that came on late at night.
Yeah, there used to be one that come on. It would a lot of the ones that you just showed me, like that 3-pack movies, it would have those like from the 60s and 70s. Yeah. But as far as they have to be Jackie Chan, and Chuck Norris. I would like Hero and the Terror, Good Guys Wear Black, The Octagon. When Chuck Norris had his little run there of martial arts films, and of course Jackie Chan's movies. I watched a lot of but nowadays you don't even see any more martial arts films.
Not as many. I don't have it here. There was one that came out. It was here in the theaters for a limit. No, actually, it didn't even come in my local area. I would have had to drive a bit to see it, but it was a Sammo Hung movie called Walled In, Twilight of the Warriors. And last year it won all these awards in Hong Kong. That was a pretty good one. That was like a really good modern sort of take on Kung Fu movies. Set in more like modern times, set in the 80s, I think it was. But yeah, you're right. They don't come around as much. I showed my son Fist of Legend with Jet Li. He really liked that one. Yeah, that's a great one. Yeah, how about I remember the first time I saw 36 Chambers of Shaolin on Kung Fu Theater as a kid. That blew my mind when I was a kid. Yeah, most of them weren't at that level. Most of the ones that were on like Kung Fu Theater, they weren't as good. But yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I think ours was in the afternoon, Kung Fu Theater.
I was late at night on Sunday night, like 10:30, 11 o'clock.
Yeah, cool. All right. Well, this has been great. Is there anything else you want to do real quick? Got some videos coming up as usual.
No, I think I did. I already told you what I was going to do. The next couple of shows. I was going to do, and I've thoroughly enjoyed this. I was kind of nervous at first, being live, didn't want no wardrobe malfunction, but I had thoroughly enjoyed this, Mr. Dan. I really appreciate it.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Yeah, like I said, I'm not like super good at it. I mean, some guys are just so natural. I mean, they never miss a beat. We had a few people in the comments, but some people are managing like 25 people in the comments, leaving comments I don't know how they do it, but yeah, this is fun. Like I said, I like to hang out. I've pretty much everybody that left a comment, I've done live streams with before. So
okay.
Thing again. So yeah, and just so you know, like this in this time slot on every other Tuesday, my friends have a little thing they do. You might enjoy checking it out. Talking movies with Sean, Kenny, and Jim. Tuesday. Every other Tuesday at 7. They have a topic they talk about. So yeah.
So that so there will be one next week, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna check it out too. I'll come back on your channel and
okay.
Check that out.
All right, cool. Yeah, I can send you a little reminder or something.
Yeah, but please do.
I'll send you a link. I'll send you a link. That's what I'll do.
Okay.
But, all right, Kenneth, this was great. Well, actually, stick around for a minute. I'll just go ahead and end the stream, but then we'll be backstage just for another second. But
okay.
Thanks a lot, everybody. I appreciate it. If you watched the replay of this, go ahead and leave a comment. We would appreciate it. And check out KDS Reviews channel. Later.